bar not. Noten tam, bar noten tam. Or in simple English, a taste that comes from a taste. And essentially the law is a taste born of a taste. If all those tastes, if the original was a permissible thing, then as soon as it's two tastes removed, then it's nothing. That's the principle. So you have a piece of kosher meat you cooked in a pot, and then in that pot you boiled water. So the taste in that water was born from the taste in the pot. That's called not bar not. And that water, according to the Machaber, is nothing. It's just like parva water. So even if you cooked meat in that pot, the water is not meaty. Good? Make sense? Now this law of not bar not only applies to permissible things. It does not apply to forbidden things. So if you cooked in that pot shrimp, and then you cooked water in that pot, if there wasn't 60 in the water against the amount of shrimp that you cooked, then that water is forbidden. How forbidden is that water? That's an argument between the Ramah and the Machaber, which we're going to learn in a moment. But nevertheless, that water is forbidden. And if you put that water in another pot, right, now there's only the taste. And the taste in the water, we said, was a taste that was born from a taste. Right? You didn't cook shrimp in the water. You cooked shrimp in the pot, poured out the water. Now there's the taste of the shrimp is in the walls. You cooked water in that pot. The taste of the shrimp comes into the water. If you take that water out and put it in another pot and boil it, now the taste of that shrimp goes into the other pot. It doesn't make any how many not bar nots there are, right? It still is going to be forbidden. So this law we said about not bar not, a taste that comes of a taste is permissible. That's only if the tastes were permissible in the beginning. But if it came from a forbidden taste, we do not say not bar not. Okay. Okay, so if you remember correctly, we had a big argument between the Mechaber, Beit Yosef Cairo, and the Ramah, Rabbi Moshe Isserlis, and precisely about this water. They use a little bit different language, but it's the same thing. If you cooked an egg in a fleshika pot, no meat there, cook the egg in a fleshika pot. Can you put this egg into milk or not? Says the Machaber, no. Says the Ramah, yes. Let's look and see. Beit. We'll do this again. We did it last time. We'll do it again. Beitza shenidbashla b'mayim b'kadera cholevis. An egg that was cooked in a milchika pot. Mutar l'teitoto. You can put this egg inside of a chicken or inside of a cow, whatever. Afilu lechatchila, even intentionally. Aval im nizbashla b'kadera im basar. But if you boiled it in a pot with meat, this egg, afilu b'klipa, even if the egg has a shell on it, it is forbidden to eat it with milk. In other words, the taste, according to the Machaber, not bar not, a taste which comes from a taste, if the original taste was permissible, then that taste is no longer there. It's nothing. Parva. Says the Ramah, yesh machmirin, some people are severe. What they say, severe, what's the better word for that? There's some people are strict. Bitzilia ubishol la'aser noten tam bar nosen time, and they say not bar not is forbidden. So in other words, the same case. You cooked an egg in a fleshika pot. According to the Machaber, you can put this egg inside of a chicken or inside of a whatever your cholent. And according to the Ramah, you cannot put this egg in your cholent. The custom is to make it forbidden. In other words, don't do it. Don't. If you have an egg that you cooked in a pot of milk with no milk in it, a milchik pot, you cannot put this egg into your cholent. But if you did put it into the cholent, you don't have to take it out. Muter b'kol inyan. All right, that's enough. Let's just skip this, okay? Let's just skip this because I don't want it to get too. All right, here we have another law. This is right in the middle of the Ramah. Says the Ramah. Okay, down in the bottom, and also if the vessel that you cooked or roasted in it was not ben yoma. Does anybody remember what ben yoma means? Huh, rabbis? Anyone in the crowd remember what is ben yoma? We have all these terms. I should make a test. Maybe next time we're going to make a test of terms. I'm going to give you a bunch of terms. We're going to be tested on this. Huh? What is ben yoma mean?
Within the day.
What does that mean within the day?
If it was used within 24 hours.
Right. If you put milk in a pot and you cooked milk in that pot, then that pot is milchik forever. Forever. But if you cooked, let's say, meat in that pot after 24 hours, then even though that pot we say is milchik, but after 24 hours, it's milchik only intentionally. In other words, b'diavad, if you boiled in it after 24 hours, then it doesn't have the power to make anything forbidden. After 24 hours, it's called a bad taste. And a bad taste, b'diavad, after you use bad taste, then it's not forbidden. This appeal applies also to forbidden things. If you cook shrimp in a pot and you waited 24 hours afterwards, you cooked potatoes, then those potatoes are not forbidden. Because the taste of the shrimp after 24 hours is called noten tam livgam. It's a bad taste. So that's what it means, ben yoma. Ben yoma means that the pot that you're calling milchik or fleshik, it became milchik or fleshik within the last 24 hours. That's called ben yoma. And after 24 hours, it's noten tam livgam. It has no power to make something fleshik or milchik or even forbidden if what you cooked in it was forbidden. Understood? Yes. But there's a big exception to this law of Eino Ben Yoma. Kol zeh kishamaychal Eino davar charif. This is only talking about if the food is not sharp. Aval Eino davar charif. But if the food is sharp, like you boiled in a davar charifim, b'kli shel basar, afilu Eino Ben Yoma, או שדקו תבלין במדוך של בשר שאכלו בו חלב, אם אכלו בחלב, אסר אפילו בדיעבד. What's he talking about? If the food that you are cooking in this pot, right, let's take a simple example. You have a pot that you cooked, let's say shrimp, right? Shrimp. And you cooked in this pot potatoes after 24 hours. You cooked the shrimp 2 days ago, and now you cooked in this pot potatoes. The pot was clean, right? And your wife comes in and says, what are you doing? So what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm cooking up potatoes. Well, couldn't you use one of our pots? What do you have to use one of the pots of the workers for? Wait, this is the pot of the workers. Whoa, I didn't see. He says, yeah, they cook up shrimps and stuff like that. This is all forbidden. He says, 1 second, but the workers weren't here yesterday. They had a holiday, they left. So this pot has not been used in one full day. So it hasn't been used in one full day. Then the potatoes are permissible. Tomatoes are permissible. He said, okay, good. There's just one small problem is that what? It's not really potatoes. There's also a few, a piece of garlic over here and other sharp things. Let's say you didn't boil it much. Let's say for our purposes, onions. Even though they say that onions, after they're cooked, they're not sharp anymore. But let's say sharp things, right? Horseradish. Ooh, you cooked horseradish in the pot? He says, yeah, but you don't have to worry. The goyim, this pot, they used a week ago. He says, they used it a week ago, huh? Yeah, and they cooked in it sharp things? Yeah, he says, even if they cooked in it a year ago, the sharp things wake up an old taste. Sharp things wake up an old taste. We'll especially see this when you're cutting, when you cut into something sharp. So sharp things wake up an old taste. So buy something that's sharp. If you cook in that pot, garlic or horseradish or other sharp things that are similar to that, then sharp things wake up old tastes. We don't say no sentam livgam, eno ben yomo. We don't say those things by something that's sharp when you cook something sharp. And this also applies to if you cut, let's say you have, for instance, a knife that's fleshik, and you cut, we'll learn about that later in Sadik Vav, what's the learn? You cut into an onion. That knife was used cutting hot meat 3 weeks ago. But you cut an onion, the onion wakes up the taste. And it makes that onion fleshik. How much of the onion is fleshik, we'll talk about. Okay, now we're going to get into this law. Next is going to be the next we're going to law, which we touched on before, of Chaticha Naset Nevela. And that we're going to get to, God willing, we'll talk about tomorrow. But let me just give you a short version of this. Do you hear the grinding and things outside? Does that interrupt? Huh?
You were at the dentist.
Yeah, it was yesterday. They're working something. They're doing something on the house outside. In general, we learned this law before. There's a big argument between the Machaber and the Ramah on Chaticha Nasa Nevela, Bishar Isurim. Bishar Isurim. What does it mean? Let's say you have a potato, and the potato is 50 ounces big. And there falls on this potato shrimp juice, 1 ounce. The potato is boiling hot. There falls shrimp juice on the potato. And now this potato falls on another pot of potatoes. How many potatoes do you have to have in that second pot for them to be permissible?
60 times the potato?
Oh, so according to the Ramah, you have to have 60 times the potato. According to the Machaber, you only have to have 60 times against the shrimp. Because the Ramah says, Chaticha Naset Nevela Bishar Isurim. In all Isurim. The Machaber and the Ramah also agree. Meat and milk, for sure you say, Chaticha Naset Nevela. Okay, now again, what does it mean, Chaticha Naset Nevela? Again, let's just go over this again. This, everyone agrees. You have a piece of meat that's 50 ounces big, boiling hot. There falls on it 1 ounce of milk. That piece is forbidden according to all opinions. But how forbidden is it? Do we say that it is? Let's say that piece of meat gets thrown into a big cholent of meat. Right? How much do you have to have in that cholent in order to be permissible? Well, if we just go according to the original milk, how much milk? 1 ounce. All you have to have is 60. You already had 50 in the piece of meat, right? So all you have to have is 10 more. Now you've got 60 against the milk. But nobody says that. because milk and meat aren't like any other issur in the world. They're not like any other prohibition, because milk is permissible and meat is permissible. There's nothing forbidden there. What's forbidden? Only when they come together, they make a new thing, and that thing is called milk and meat, and it's forbidden. Therefore, we say that if a piece of meat is, let's say, for instance, 50 ounces big, and there falls on it 1 ounce of milk, now we have 50 ounces, 51 ounces, because the milk also 51 ounces of prohibition, 51 ounces. And if that you throw that into a pot of cholent, that cholent will be forbidden unless you have 60 times this 50, which is 3,000. So we have 1 ounce of milk can make 3,000 ounces of cholent forbidden. How? It falls on one piece first, makes that piece forbidden, 59. Now you have to 60 against this one piece, really 60 against the piece with the milk on it, so it has to be 60 against 51. Now it falls in. What's 60 against 51? I think it's 3,060. That's called Chatei Chanas and Avela, very sinister law. We're going to learn this tomorrow, God willing. 8:15. See you all tomorrow.